I'm Kurt Larson of QMI Agency at the Toronto Sun Building in downtown Toronto, here to tell you what storylines you should be following as TFC heads into 2012. First up, what will become of Richard Eckersley and João Plata? Two of TFC's most consistent performers in 2011, João Plata and Richard Eckersley were consensus fan favorites heading into the offseason. But with the Reds already employing three high-priced players, the numbers don't seem to add up. Although Director of Player Development Paul Mariner is said to be working hard to re-sign the pair, quick addition indicates TFC might not have the cap room. Just how big is the Toronto versus Montreal rivalry? With the two cities already sustaining one of the most historic and well-known NHL rivalries, it'll be interesting to see if Montreal and Toronto develops into a Cascadia-type rivalry between Portland, Vancouver, and Seattle. As seen in leagues around the world, traveling support is crucial to maintaining a healthy rivalry between not only the clubs concerned, but the supporters in the stands. While Toronto and the Montreal Impact have met a handful of times, the atmosphere in Quebec was half-hearted at best. The third storyline, can bounce back. And what are we to make of TFC leaving him unprotected in the last expansion draft? Although mid-season replacements Andy Iro and Ty Harding competed admirably, during the final weeks of the season, they both had more than one howler to speak of throughout the last year. But after failing to agree to a contract extension earlier this year, the one-time TFC stalwart could find himself out of the picture should he underperform in January. Number 4, is Ashton Morgan for real? Widely regarded as one of TFC's most consistent performers of the second half of the season, Morgan was known for playing beyond his years. Supporters expect big things from the 20-year-old left back in 2012, but as we've seen with other players before him, Nicholas Lindsay, Oscar Cordone, and Donnell Henry, inexperienced players always seem to have setbacks. And finally, additional signings. With all the focus on Eckersley and Plata at the moment, it's not going to be enough. Without a handful of quality signings, TFC will remain where it left off, a lower-middle MLS club that had a good run and a bit of luck in the CONCACAF Champions League. Winter has said he hopes to have a pair of quality options at every position on the field, something that's only possible through a combination of re-signings, free agent signings, and improved drafting. These have been your top 5 TFC storylines to look forward to. For the Toronto Sun, I'm Kurt Larson.